The show before the show. And this is a rare one where I'm by myself. So I have absolutely no idea if anybody can hear me, which is awesome. That's a really good time when you just have no idea if you can be heard or not. So that's really fun. We're going live. We're live everywhere. Let's go. Let's get this. Let's get it. Brawl in the Burgh 23 coming right up. Getting texts. We're getting texts, ladies and gentlemen. Texts are good. Communication's good, and we're coming down. Buster Scruggs, first in. What's up, dude? We were just talking about you. I was talking about you with my boy Sean Miller, or half of our new matchmaking team. So Sean's the man. He had nothing but good things to say about Buster Scruggs. Look at that. My mom is the second one in. Homistech 4. Now a bunch of others joining in. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday to talk about Brawl in the Burgh 23. Let's go. Danny Palm. Give me that air horn, Danny Palm. As you can see, an out-of-studio remote podcast today. We have a ridiculous lineup for you, which is awesome. There's Ryan24. Who's Rian 24/7 Pigeon? I don't know who that is. Jermaine 13. That's awesome. That's our boy AJ. AJ, talk to you soon, brother. I have a meeting with AJ right after this podcast. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun, ladies and gentlemen? We're doing good things on a Friday. Nico Petridi's in here, too. It's just filling up. Look at this. The stars are out today. Nico, anything fun going on, brother? Send me some eye emojis if something fun's going on. So we're always stoked to see Nico in here. This is the show before the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get going at 3 o'clock prompt. We will get going at 3. Let me try to invite Ryan real quick. Let's see if Ryan has anything to say. He's always just so talkative. Let's see. Let's see how Ryan's feeling today. How come no one wants to fight Josh Visoki? That's a great question, City of Champions. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Let's see. Let's just see about that. No, maybe somebody doesn't want to fight him. It's possible that somebody does want to fight him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, I guess. Lucas, what up, dog? Rye dog in here. What's up? Look at this.
Oh, I can change this. Oh, yep. Look, I can take up the whole screen.
Wide screen, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Jared, Billy, and I sent the Blitz in here. Man, all the usual suspects are here. This is what you love to see.
Dude, this is me not knowing I was going to be on here.
Hey, Ryan, what somebody just said, why doesn't anybody want to fight Josh Visoki? What do you think about that?
Well, let's just say there's someone that does.
Oh, that's a great question, though. Fantastic question, and we thank you for asking it. So I sent a Blitz likes this new setup. Interesting. Cool, dude. Thanks, bro. The remote podcast is nice once in a while. It's I live about an hour from the podcast studio.
Is that a picture of well, you currently live an hour from the podcast studio, but when the podcast studio moves, it'll be in your backyard, dog.
I can't wait for that. Let's go. Yeah. Currently, I'm about an hour.
Is that a picture of the step and repeat?
That is the mock-up that we sent them to print for the step and repeat.
Okay.
Our background is our pretty sick background, right? Why not? Let's use it.
It's such a good background that we make it our background for everything.
It's real good background, dude, and it gives our boys and girls at Sunny Days In-Home Care the love that they deserve. Front and center, 247 front and center, 247 live up there. I mean, it's truly got it all. So
okay, let me just give you a huge shout out. A big shout out to Hunter Homie Steak, the non-planner who's still able to put together a star-studded lineup for today's podcast. Within 24 hours, he put this together.
I mean, it's just how we do things around here. You know what I mean? We make it happen. We make it happen in these parts. And honestly, it's tough. It's tough when you've got 6, 7 different fighters joining. They've all got their own schedules, but they're all making it work. And we greatly respect that. And it's like Ryan said, this is star-studded, baby. We went straight to the top of the lineup. The pros hit them all up. The ones who got back to me are on it. The ones who can do it are on it. This is going to be a fun episode. I'm real stoked about it. What do you think about Jason Nolf? Oh, look at that. Is that Austin?
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
it's
that is
his senior
incredible.
year, so they all do for senior night, they do the heads. So, you got to embarrass your kids as much as possible.
That's awesome. Austin still looks exactly like that. Like, that's his same face still.
Dude, you asked about Jason Nolf. Jason Nolf is a living legend. Like, the dude is, I mean, I don't know, man. He's like the top of the top of the top of the heap for wrestling. And now,
pretty much,
now for grappling.
He's going to get, I'm calling it right now, Jason Nolf is going to be one of the top 5 submission grapplers in the world here within a year and a half. He's already so close.
So here's the thing. How long are you going to avoid punchy face? Like, that should be the question. Like,
if only there was an opportunity to ask him something like that.
I mean, you can only avoid punchy face for so. I mean, I guess there's a lot of grapplers that have avoided punchy face.
And yeah, no, that's very true. Which it is interesting. Like, I'm definitely really excited to see what he says, because he's a rare case that probably could make a really good living just grappling. But is that what drives him?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. Here's what I would wonder about is, like, with grappling being unregulated, untested, like all of those things, like, there's going to be some significant, like, strength differences when you're all natural versus, like, some of those guys, they don't hide that they juice.
Wow, you're suggesting that some submission grapplers use steroids? That's crazy. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, there would be no such thing.
That's like hearing there's no Santa Claus.
Hey, listen, there's no what? What did you say?
You didn't know? You haven't heard? Big man myth?
I think you're full of crap. And well, I know you're full of crap, but I think you're just blatantly lying about that.
That's just factual. I mean, I gotta get them in when I can. But yeah, dude, it's a good point.
If there are kids that listen, like, just stop listening now. Like, don't listen.
I didn't even consider that. Oh yeah. Man,
this is Jared a good sign.
The heads of the top MMA promotion in the Southwest region, 247 FC, will remain the best in the region for the foreseeable future. That's as long as these two decide to continue promoting. Well, thanks, Jared. You're the man.
We do try really, really hard to be good.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, I think naturally we suck. Like, you have no idea how much time we spend trying not to suck.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what we spend most of our time doing. Like, hey, Ryan, you suck. Don't do this ever again. Hey, Hunter, you suck. It's just a constant back and forth of trying to suck less.
Oh, it's so true, dude. It's so true. And I'm just saying, the person who just joined, the screen name, you probably saw my laugh out loud, but I'm just going to add him. Ryan, you get him. The first guest of the day. I can't even read the whole name. Let's kids. Hey, we just told the kids to not tune in, right? So his screen name is Big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati.
That's an old joke. What's good, fellas?
Oh man, that's beautiful. What's good today, man? How are you?
Not bad, finishing up camp, getting stuff done. I was driving. I was like, I had to stop to get some like freaking Wi-Fi and stuff, but still in somebody's Wi-Fi right now.
Dude, look at the vintage shirts that he somehow got.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, my man And Jeremiah gave me like he gave me like what happened to my
Sure, he's gone already. That Wi-Fi he got was not the move.
That yeah, he picked some crappy Wi-Fi.
He
there it
put
goes.
Cincinnati. I think putting Cincinnati in your screen name kind of screwed you there. That's why that happened.
He's using his big dick as his antenna.
No, but damn,
it
right?
must not be big enough.
God damn.
That's awesome, dude.
No,
yeah, your
but
boy.
Jeremiah. I hit Jeremiah up like a couple months ago and asked him for some shirts. He gave me a whole bunch of them.
That is old school, like the OG Pittsburgh MMA brand right there, dude. They were thick as thieves, was all over the place back in the day. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
that is a sick shirt though, too. I actually like it. Hell yeah,
it is. It is. It's pretty good. Mark tried to get off me. I told him he won't fit it. I'm like, dude, you won't fit it.
Akeem says hi, Khama.
Tell
There
him,
you go.
come on,
Anthony
well, Akeem should be fucking working.
Does he work with Hogaback? I think he works with Hogaback, right? From
yeah,
Scout?
he's just bossed at a breakfast spot on Moon, eggs and that.
That's right. Yeah, Anthony just talked about that on the podcast. That's awesome.
Are we going to talk about fighting, or are we just going to talk about
food.
Eggs?
It's just food. This is the food podcast. Khama's fully cutting weight, I assume. So how's that feeling? How's everything ramping up for you?
I mean, y'all want to just keep talking about my dick? I mean, that's up to y'all.
We have bigger topics to cover.
Hey!
I mean, it's the same shit. This is my 31st professional MMA fight.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's honestly the first thing I wanted to ask you, because most guys don't.
I don't know. I keep losing y'all out of nowhere.
I don't know. The connection is no bueno there, but can you hear us? Nice. I guess not.
Let's just make fun of him while we can.
I can hear y'all. Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. Right. Never mind what I just said.
Yeah. We can't make fun of Khama while he's here, but when he's not, we will. But dude, most people
let me see if I drive somewhere else. See if I drive somewhere else and like next to a Starbucks.
This is a nice representation of Khama Worthy here. If you guys didn't think he was old before, now you will, that he can't direct a live stream.
Well, this is why we do things in studio most of the time. We have control.
We can control these things. But let me know when you can hear us again, Khama, or when you're good.
He's like totally gone now.
Big gone. Oh, love to see that. But yeah, I had like a good question for him that I'm excited to hear his answer to.
Why don't you let me answer it? I'll pretend like I'm Khama.
Austin, real quick, Austin Warman said, Khama's the man, but you got to get off that McDonald's Wi-Fi. Poor planning, Coach Jim
Can
Taylor.
you hear me?
Nice.
Over what?
I can hear you.
Okay. I moved over to these head.
Yeah, we can still hear you. You there now, Khama? You good? You feel good?
Yeah, yeah. Can y'all hear me? Yeah.
I think we're good.
There you go. I think that's better.
Yeah. You would never do this for Luke Payson, Khama. You're so much more professional for Luke Payson. What the hell?
Because he gets me at like 9:30 at night when I'm.
Fill in the blank.
When I'm what? What does Khama do at 9:30 at night?
When
Could
I'm
be a fun real action.
playing with myself.
Oh boy, that's fun. That is super fun. Wow, Jared Billy really doesn't forget anything. He said still eating bottle caps to get a soda pop taste during during the weight cut. Khama said that on maybe our first podcast ever with him. I forget, but I do remember him talking about that.
Oh,
That's crazy.
That sounds awful.
Do you ever eat bottle caps?
Oh, you mean like it's not
candy.
an actual bottle cap. I don't. Oh, I'll just stop now.
Just munching on pure metal. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, he's
No, not
actually
that.
gone now.
Yeah. Yep. He's out. He'll reconnect when he can. So the beauty of the internet, ladies and gentlemen. If somebody else pops in, I might tag him in before Khama. We'll see. We'll see how Khama does. I was going to lead off with Khama, but now we might lead off with somebody else. That's the beauty of it. So we got more guys coming in. Actually, Khama's opponent, Olivier Murad, was there for a second, but he backed back out, I think, when he realized Khama was on. So hopefully he hops back in. I sent him a text. We'll talk about that. In the meantime,
for any fighters, if you're gonna pop in, like, it's fine. We can keep you in the background and no one will see you. You won't be able to hear you or anything. Just stay there until it's your turn.
Yeah, and then we'll tag you in. I did get a text today. Somebody saw an article in the Trib about Justin Patton, which was real cool. I guess that article actually went to print. It was in the actual physical newspaper, not just online. So that's real cool. Shout out Derek Gianta for letting me know about that. He said he saw the article in the paper and it was awesome. I agree. That was an awesome article, and I'm super thankful. Michael Love over at the Trib did that article. Khama was mentioned in it as well, of course. All right, Khama's back. Let's see if the internet's better. Let's see what we got.
It sucks, not me.
It's not
us?
you. Yeah. It's
never
not
you.
the person driving around.
I'm pretty sure it's y'all, not me.
He's done the research, and it turns out it's us. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair,
Yeah.
dude. But yeah, you if you can hear us now, I'm going to try to ask this question. Let's see. Real quick, somebody said they want more kissing face-offs. So, Khama, what is your feeling about a kiss at face-offs?
Kissing face off?
Yeah, like during the weigh-in.
That's an OnlyFans. Why would I go? Nah, man, I'm not that stupid shit. I don't do that shit. This is serious business. I be telling people, I don't even have to like get mean or angry doing face-offs simply because we're gonna beat each other up the next day. So I'm not gonna try to kiss you. I'm not gonna try to do none of that goofy shit. I'm just gonna try to tear your face off the next day. Like, why do I gotta try to kiss you or some shit? Like, I'm cool. I don't want to get you mad or get you angry or get you out of like whatever you want to be. Like, nah, I'm not gonna be. Don't be kissing me. Don't be kissing nobody. Nah, that's not me. I don't do that.
It's probably the best answer possible. I understand that specifically. That is awesome. That which leads me to kind of a question that I've had wondering, Khama, for a while, because when you think about it, like, hey, most dudes don't have one. That one was later. That was how I was going to end the podcast. Dude, that's awesome. Oh, so good. So, like, most dudes don't have one fight in their life, let alone Ami Pro. Even less have a pro fight. You're now coming up on 31 pro fights, dude. Like, what possibly keeps you going at this point? What excites you about the fight game at this point?
Again, like when I retired, I was like, I wasn't really ready to retire. I was just kind of retired because my body was failing on me and stuff. So now it's just seeing exactly how far I can push, because I'm able to do stuff that I haven't been able to do in years, which is kind of cool because I'm constantly learning. I love learning new stuff, especially like learning what my body's capable of. Like I like to push the limits on everything. So that's the thing with me. I just want to keep pushing and keep pushing. It kind of excites me, like, to see if I can like out push the young guys and make the young guys want to like get tired. Like, that shit's kind of fun for me. It's challenging because the cool thing, the reality is, eventually I won't be able to do this, and it's really soon. Like within the next 5 years, I won't physically be capable to do this shit. So I might as well push myself while I have the time to.
Yeah, dude. So you mentioned the retirement, which I feel like kind of caught everybody off guard, including like I think your wife Nicole even said like she didn't know you were going to do that at the time, which was nuts. And like you said, it was more of a physical thing. You get the surgery, you come back. How's it feel now? 2 fights post surgery. Like what did the last one specifically feel like against Austin Tweedy? Like could you tell like things are starting to come back a little more than they were?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the doctor said it takes 1.5 years to completely get the muscle memory back, and I've just hit 1 year. So yeah, everything like just being able to do certain things and like not overcompensating in certain ways and teaching like you have to relearn how to do stuff. So you have to do it smart. So I have to just keep it's reps. I have to keep getting in reps, keep getting in reps, keep getting in reps, keep getting in reps, and then it just gets better and better, and certain things become more fluid as I do it.
How much everybody, obviously you're mostly a stand-up fighter. That's not going to surprise anybody at all. But you think about specifically the surgery you had, how much has that improved your grappling and just overall fluidity changing between grappling and striking? That
a whole bunch. Because I couldn't sprawl. Like I remember I was working with Isaac Greeley and Don Mazzata, and I was trying to show them how to like they were like showing me something like the shield block when someone shoots for a takedown or a single leg to bring your leg and curve it out, and I couldn't do it. Like if anyone would grab for a takedown, I would automatically hit the ground and fight from the bottom up just because I had no mobility on my hip and stuff. And it was like that for like 6 years and stuff. So I remember a funny story. I'm on my honeymoon and like my wife were doing stuff and she's like, you want to go jet skiing or riding horses? I'm like, I can't do that shit. Like my legs just didn't fit. I wouldn't be able to like spread my legs like that at all. Like it was like not a thing at all.
That's so nuts to think of what you were able to accomplish despite that, man. And I mean, it's the burning question for everybody. Like, what's left in your career to accomplish? Do you think like the big show is still on your radar getting back there? Are you just doing this for you at this point? Like what's driving Khama Worthy right now?
I mean, realistically, the UFC, it can, like, I'm thinking realistically, I've had talk with my man, like it can, but like I'm 37. So like it would have to be like some last minute stuff. And then if I got back there, then they could put you on a shelf for like 9 months. So then it's like, you got one more fight, then you're fucking 40. Like who the fuck? So it can happen again. But really, I'm just trying to see where it goes. There's multiple different things. I just want to have a little fun. I have about a good 6 or 7 hard fights left of me. So like I'll have to pick and choose where I use them properly.
Yeah, we just had a fan question that I'm not sure I know the answer to. I think I do, but I'll let you answer it. They said, was Khama 100% healthy during his UFC run?
No fighter is 100% healthy. I mean, my hip was really fucked up. It was compromised as hell, but no fighter's ever 100% healthy. Like, there's no such thing. Like, you have some type of nicks and knacks that makes it that you're not 100%. But, I mean, I had a bad hip, and I just knew how to make it work. Like, I mean, there's always people like fighters like to hold off on surgeries. That's just a known thing. I mean, like I remember, like Kevin Lee, he's been holding off on his knee surgeries forever, and now you know why? Because like it takes forever to get back from those guys. I mean, like I remember Michael Johnson was talking about he had a injured shoulder for like years, and he just kept holding off. Like he can spar, he can do his thing, but it also just held you back just a little bit. So I think everyone, I mean, from TJ, I know Cody Garbrandt had bad back. TJ Dillashaw had injuries. Like everyone has some type of injuries at all time. It's just, can you do it until you can't anymore?
Yeah. I mean, that's the game. It's so brutal for all you guys, but by all accounts, man, you're feeling good now. You're facing a tough dude a Contender Series winner, Olivier Murad. What about this matchup excites you, and what should fans expect Saturday at Brawl in the Burgh 23?
Oh, it doesn't excite me at all. No, he's young. He's explosive. He's a powerful guy. Like I said, that was a cool thing. Like he's still hungry. He still thinks he can get somewhere and stuff. So, I know. I mean, like, he does everything pretty decent. Like he's a good wrestler, good jiu-jitsu guy, has okay striking and stuff. So, I know for sure he hasn't fought anyone can do any of the stuff that I can do. I mean, like he's a good athlete and good wrestler and good stuff. So my plan is to go out there and do what I do, make it violent, and then get him in, get out, and chill.
Well, love it, dude. Anybody who hasn't seen Khama Worthy fight locally, you absolutely got to do that. He faces Olivier Murad Saturday, September 21st at Brawl in the Burgh 23. Tickets at 247fighting.com. Or, Khama, do you have any tickets left? Could they get them right off you still?
Yeah, you can get them off for me. I got a couple. Some people actually just messaged me as I was on here. Talking about I got sick. I get them. So I'm meeting up with people now. I probably only have like 2 or 3 of the front row ones and a couple of the 85s or 105s, and I have a couple of 61s. But I'll probably, people be switching shit up and stuff, like irritating the fuck out of me right now. But no, I have to have a little bit more to go online. I think there's a couple more online and stuff like that. So, but yes, be a good card. I'll be putting on a show and stuff. So look forward to doing it.
Beautiful, man. Well, thanks for popping in. We got another fighter backstage right now. Geno Morelli said his daughter just fell asleep. Geno Morelli.
Oh yeah, get him on here. Ryan, are you gonna say anything? Just gonna look stupid the whole time.
I'm good at looking stupid. I'm not good at talking, so
plays to his strengths, baby. He plays to his strengths. Let's get we'll get Geno in here because his daughter fell asleep, so let's get him while we can. You got to take advantage of that, as you know, Khama, as the big dick daddy from Cincinnati.
All right, fellas, I'll catch y'all later, man.
Later, brother. Peace out.
Peace.
All right, guys, that was Khama Worthy. Classic as always, Wi-Fi troubles and all. But now we're going to add in Mr. Undefeated 2-0 pro fighter, Penn State wrestler, Pitt wrestler, Du Bois High School wrestler, Geno Morelli. What's up, dude? You're on now.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, bro. Got the Athletes Ocean shirt going on there. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got to represent.
That's for sure one thing I wanted to actually start out by talking, so I'm glad you're wearing that. What was the inspiration behind that brand, man? That's really cool to see the way it's growing and blossoming, but where'd that idea come from?
Yeah, so Jason and I, Jason Nolf, we got together. I think we were watching the Nationals one year, and we just sort of started brainstorming some ideas because we knew all the best wrestlers and grapplers in the world, and the current instructional video marketplace. We just feel like it could be upgraded in terms of the tech and the UX and everything, make it a little bit more modern. So we put together a team to do that, and we're just about to launch our new app in about a week. So we've sort of been in a testing phase up until now, but yeah, about to really launch our new app and grow the company. So it's pretty exciting.
That's killer, man. Did you hire some independent developers to make your app, or are you going through a larger company? How'd you go for it?
Yeah, I found some indie devs in Pakistan, and I sort of ran them. I did all the project management, but recently we brought on a tech lead that's worked on some major tech companies, and he's built 12 of his own apps. So we hired him in January, and he's built out our new app. So excited for that.
How'd you like that process, man? That's always fun, right?
A lot of work. It's a lot of work, but we're excited to get it launched and hopefully raise a round of capital soon, and then we can start bringing people on to help us out. So
beautiful, man.
Exciting
Well,
stuff.
It is, man. You're in good company. I was just going to say, Ryan, not only being businessman, entrepreneur, we have our own app as well for the live stream, 247 Live. So we felt some of those struggles as well. But more than that, Ryan's maybe the biggest Penn State fan I've ever met. So I'm sure he's happy to see you here. I got to let Ryan, I got to kick it to Ryan. Ask Geno whatever you want, man.
Wow.
Let's Penn State out.
Well, so tell us about where you're living now and where you're training, and give us a little background of this venture you've had transitioning from wrestling to MMA.
Yeah, so when I finished wrestling, I got my MBA at Penn State. I took 2 years off of wrestling after college. Then I came back and did one more competition at the U.S. Open and World Team Trials. I thought that was going to be it for me. Made it to the semis of both of those. And then took 3 years off, went down to Houston, started helping a friend get ready for some UFC fights. He introduced me to jiu-jitsu, so I trained that for about maybe 4 to 5 months. And then I started striking with him. And after that, that's when it really got started. So I think that was about 3 years ago. Have been wanting to compete more, but have had a couple injuries with my hand that are finally pretty much healed up. So just now I'm living up in South Carolina. I ended up moving up here to train with Wonder Boy Stephen Thompson, just to really develop my striking, because my grappling and wrestling are both, I think, pretty high level. And so my biggest deficiency was just striking. And I want to be an exciting fighter when I get to the UFC. So I wanted to make sure I really develop that skill set. And I don't think there's any place better than with Coach Thompson. So.
Yeah, well, Wonder Boy definitely has a unique style of striking that's that karate added in that makes him pretty unique and pretty dynamic.
For sure. Yeah, you don't see it too much in MMA, but I think it's the most dangerous style. I think it blends the best with wrestling too, just because of the stance that you're in that striking position. And a lot of people don't work striking from the range that I'm comfortable working in. So I didn't really get to show it my last fight, because that was the first fight that I had since I had moved up here. I was training here for about 4 or 5 months before that. I came up and helped Steven with a couple of his fight camps, and that's what ended up inspiring me to move up here. But this will be my so since I broke my hand 2 minutes in, I was kind of hesitant to throw hands after that. So this will be my first fight where, I've been up here for over a year and a half now. Have really developed my striking, I think, beyond what people would expect. So I'm just excited to show that off and get back to competing.
That's awesome. How excited are you? I mean, to be fighting this close to home. I know it's not necessarily home, but it's probably as close as you're going to realistically get to home. It's within an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. How exciting is that to be able to fight so close to home?
It's awesome. I have a bunch of family and just friends that I've stayed connected with that are going to come down and watch. So it's always cool to get to compete in front of your friends and people and just have them supporting in the crowd. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I lived in Pittsburgh for 2.5 years, but it's been a while since I've been up there, so it'll be good to get back up to the area.
Were you living in Oakland?
Yeah, I was living in Oakland. Yep. I stayed at the dorms my first 2 years, and then lived like close to downtown my third year there. So
as a Penn State fan, I can't like Oakland, just to make that clear.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. It wasn't a good fit for me, which is why I ended up transferring to Penn State. Took a little bit for me to figure that out, but glad I got to transfer over there and spend 2.5 years at Penn State. So,
who was your coach at Pitt?
Stottlemyre was still there, but he was kind of on his way out. And then my last year there was Jason Peters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So growing up in Du Bois, like, which team did you root for growing up? Were you a Penn State guy, Pitt guy, or neither growing up?
I was a Penn State guy. I ended up going to Pitt because there was a bigger scholarship opportunity there. It's tough to earn the scholarships at Penn State because at the time there was only 10 for a team, and we had 40 guys on the roster. So ended up going to Pitt for financial reasons, and then decided that it wasn't worth it to be somewhere I didn't like for the money. So then that's what caused me to transfer to Penn State.
Makes perfect sense. We have a fan question for you. I think you're going to like. It's from Luke Martin. He's an undefeated amateur MMA fighter and also was a D2 national champ wrestler. So got a lot in common here. He said, "What's one thing you learned from Kale that you still use in MMA training mindset wise?"
I think it's just having fun. You hear a lot of the Penn State guys talk about it, but just remembering why we do this and that we get the opportunity to do this rather than we're forced to do it. I think that's the biggest thing, is like going in and enjoying yourself and not putting too much pressure on yourself, because at the end of the day, this is just a sport and there's way bigger things out there, more important things. So I think just having that mindset and that perspective going into competing, that's probably the thing that's going to benefit you the most.
Yeah, I always tell young fighters to, enjoy. Don't look ahead too much. That stuff will come, but like enjoy the moment, enjoy the time you're having now, because I've seen so many guys that like didn't even enjoy it, and then they look back and they're like, I didn't realize how awesome this was.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you gain that perspective too when you take some time off. I know I felt that when I finished college and took that 2 years off, I basically did the U.S. Open and World Team Trials on 2 weeks of training. And it was the best that I've ever competed mentally because I thought that I was done with the sport. And so to get to come back and have another opportunity, I was just really grateful. And then that kind of gave me the perspective to go into competition now. But before that, I think I put a little bit too much pressure on myself when I was competing. So there's different things in life you can go through that'll give you that perspective. But that's really what did it for me.
How do you deal with like changing athletes at your level? I'm trying to think of the right way to ask this question so I get the point across that I want. Athletes at your level, man, like you don't get there by accident. Even, you know, the Penn State wrestler, like you don't wrestle for Penn State by accident. But now the goal, you even said it earlier, when I get to the UFC, you said it that way. So obviously the UFC is the goal, but I'm assuming the UFC wasn't your goal in like 9th, 10th grade of high school. So how do you focus yourself to like, okay, this is my new goal, this is my new passion, this is what I'm working towards now, whenever before it was so different, it was so vastly different, I'm sure more purely wrestling focused. So how do you deal with that shift of career, you know, pie in the sky dreams like that?
Yeah, I'd never thought I was going to fight. Ended up sort of getting a word from God that called me into it. So that's what brought me to fighting. And then in terms of like preparedness and continuing to train and build myself up, I think having that wrestling experience really helped. I think getting to a high level in one sport, you learn a lot of principles that apply to training, and then you can apply those principles to get to a high level in any other sport that you want, really. And you can take a quicker path because you've kind of learned all the keys to improving and getting better, especially at a system like Penn State. I mean, I believe we had probably the best training system out of any sport in any school in the country. So to get to see how they operate and then just apply that to my MMA career, I think that's a huge, huge help for me.
Yeah. Well, it's no surprise, man. I think Ryan and I talk about it all the time. I went to WVU, so even though I'm not a Penn State fan, I got to recognize probably Penn State wrestling is the best American sports dynasty ever. Maybe, like, I mean, what else could it be? I don't know. Clearly, to be a part of that, what's it feel like to know that you were a part of something like that?
Oh, it's been awesome. I think just even, it was obviously a blast going through it, but even the relationships that I still have just through the Penn State Wrestling Network will serve me, and all the different things I learned under the coaching staff. They really focus on not just like preparing you to be a good wrestler, but just a good person and learning how to go through life with the right perspective. So I think that's the most valuable thing I took from it.
What makes
Nice,
Kale
man.
so different?
It's his leadership and in the way that they run the culture and their values. They sort of they have a lot of like principles that they run our culture based off of. Like one example would be just the mindset of having fun and being grateful. That's one principle that you could take away from that. But it's just the leadership in terms of like how he runs the team culture, and it's not just Kale; it's the entire coaching staff there. Kale, I think, leads it, but then his whole coaching staff is on board and supports it. So, and then they get buy-in from the athletes as well. So,
Best wrestler in Penn State history.
oh man, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can pick one. I better go with Jason because he's my business partner. So,
I was
but
gonna
I think
say, you,
if I had to say like which one I liked watching the most in terms of competing, I would go with Jason because he had probably the most dynamic like range of attacks. He would hit a bunch of crazy stuff. Bo would too, but yeah, I really enjoyed watching Jason compete. I think he competed the hardest out of anybody that I watched. I really liked watching Bo too because you never knew what was going to happen. He always hit crazy stuff. And then Zane Rutherford was always super fun to watch. But that's a really hard choice. I mean, there's so many great Penn State wrestlers. So I'm going to default to going with Jason because he's my partner. So.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, you can go down the line with that program, man, and you can't miss. That's the thing. You just can't miss no matter who you go with. But
Yeah, I really
we
like
can't.
watching Messenbrink too. He's the current one that I think he's the most entertaining to watch right now.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's an insane thing. I'm sure it's an honor to be a part of something like that, man. And now carrying it in, obviously, to your MMA success, we can't let you go without asking about the fight coming up. We have all this talk, and we haven't even mentioned the fight yet, but you've got another undefeated 2-0 stud across from you in the cage September 21st. And, man, I got to say, I got to give you all the props publicly. I think we went through a few opponents before we got to this guy. You didn't say no to any of them. You were game for everybody, and this guy is definitely not a layup. For a guy like you that's like looking at the UFC as the future, it's straight up a dangerous fight. So what made you so confident to take this? Why is this the right challenge for you right now?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's been really tough for me to find fights. But overall, when I look at my opponents, I just feel confident pretty much with anybody that I face. He seems like he's a tough guy, but I think in every aspect of MMA, I'm ahead technically. And I think my conditioning and just overall preparedness is there. So, but really, when I go into these fights, I'm mostly focused on, my preparation, my camp, and what I'm doing. I watch the fights and I know what my opponents do, and I'm familiar with what they do, but I'm just really focused on going out and performing the best I can and just implementing my game plan and not too focused on my opponents.
So
Yeah.
someone's like watching right now and they're like, should I get tickets? Should I not? What can people expect to see? They walk in and see Geno fighting. Like what should they expect?
I think you can see me trying to, I'm going to be working some new skills I've been developing that I haven't really shown yet in any of my fights. I think you could just expect a dominant fight and me pushing the pace and looking to break my opponent and finish him within the first or second round.
Nice.
Love it, dude. Well, I know I speak for all of us on the 247 team, man. We're super honored to have you up. We appreciate you coming up to Pittsburgh, back home, like Ryan said, putting on a show. There's no doubt, man. We've had this one circled on our calendars for a long time. So thanks for being a part of it, man. And we look forward to seeing you real soon for weigh-ins.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Excited. I'll see you
And
later.
thanks for carving time out for us today as well. Appreciate you, man.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Take care, brother. Peace. All right, guys. That was Geno Morelli, former Penn State wrestler, obviously, as I'm sure you deduced there, and also has a huge fight against Hunter Watt, another undefeated super prospect from Ohio. So that is a literally can't miss pro matchup there. We got one half of our main event of the evening. He's facing Justin Patton on Saturday, September 21st. Mr. Ryan Cafaro, what's up, dude? Looking cozy, by the way.
Thank you very much. I am actually in the process of recovering, as you can see. I have my little boots on, so just recovering after my second workout of the day. So, yeah, just feeling good. Everything's on point, firing on all cylinders. Can't complain.
What's the schedule looking like for the next couple of days until you wind down?
So
fight week.
I don't like to spar very close to the fight. I would rather have that I finished sparring on Tuesday. So I know a lot of people like to spar like a week out. I just think it's a little too risky, especially at the pace and the intensity that me and my teammates spar, because we spar like we owe each other money sort of thing.
That's music to a promoter's ears, just saying.
So I am not, I make sure that I'm not getting banged up or cut or injured or tearing something a week out, doing something stupid. Everything now is just going through the motions, getting the weight down. Just at this point, it's a systems check. Is the oil full or the tires have gas, all that shit. You know what I'm saying, Bob.
Love that.
Whatever.
Hey, man, you've been around. There's no doubt about that. One of the more experienced pros in the entire state of Pennsylvania and most successful pros. So obviously an honor to have you. I got to shout out. You got a little fan club going on here on our YouTube comments. 4 Ounces to Freedom podcast.
Oh, they're cool.
Korean Thunder. Hyped to see you, dude. There you go.
Great
Give
podcast.
him some love. Yeah, man, he's great. They're awesome. So definitely appreciate the support there. But for this fight specifically, we had Justin Patton on the podcast, and he kind of talked about how it came to be. But from what I understand, you basically commented on Instagram or something, right? And said, you saw a highlight of Justin's and said you would love to face him. And here we are.
So I was offered the fight with Patton first. I said yes. And then I think all I was told was that Patton said no, and I got really upset, and I was pissed off about it, and I was just like, what the? Because like I had just done a Muay Thai camp that I lost my like 3 opponents and didn't get to fight despite putting in a full camp, and then so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna, and then I jumped on his page and just wrote like, I'd love to fight him on this date. And then he liked it, his coach liked it, and the promotion liked it. So then I guess they went back behind the scenes and were like, hey, what's going on? And then they were like, we never said no. We just said, like, not sure because he just fought. So let's take a week. If he's not injured and not messed up, we're good to go. Green light. And then a week later, green light, and then we signed contracts.
It's a crazy process, man. And it's funny because you're a guy who's seen it as much as anybody. So how do you feel about kind of navigating the regional MMA scene in general, like setting up fights like that and just staying super focused and keeping that main goal at the top of your mind? Like, how are you able to stay that focused and driven and rattle off such a successful career? Because, I mean, you're ranked number 3 in the state right now. You've done more than most men can ever dream of doing in the sport. So how do you keep that goal at the top of your mind?
Well, thank you. That means a lot. But I would say at this point, there's a couple things to kind of consider. Like, I'm not 22, 23. I don't really consider like hunger or drive as my primary like drivers as to what keeps me focused anymore. At this point, it's just discipline. I'm 34 years old. I have every reason in the world, in my opinion, to stop fighting. I have a kid on the way. I'm pretty financially good to go. Like, I don't need to fight for money. Basically everyone I know is always asking me all the time, when are you going to stop fighting and open your own gym, sort of thing. And so I always have that in my back pocket of like, whenever I'm ready to be done fighting and open my own gym and have a very like, lucrative long-term coaching career, I have that good to go. But I'm just not ready to stop fighting. And I feel I've made this comparison before. I'm like an older model car with very few miles. Like, I've never, okay. I was TKO'd once in my entire career. And it was just my pro debut. I got so tired because I went from fighting 2 and 3 minute rounds to fighting 5 minute rounds and was just not prepared for the jump that I got TKO'd via strikes when I was just sitting there huddled up on the ground in my pro debut in Bellator. So like, I've never been TKO'd. I've suffered maybe 2 serious injuries, ACL surgery and a herniated disc in my neck that I've rehabbed. And now I have no issues with either of them. And like, I'm not chinny. I don't sound stupid. I'm not slurring in any way, shape or form. Like, Mighty Mouse just got done in an interview saying like that his brain is actually functioning sharper in his old age. And I feel like I can relate to that. I feel like I am improving as a fighter still. I'm you're going to see I've got some new tricks in the cage for sure in this next one. And I just don't feel like there's any reason for me to stop fighting because I'm not slowing down and I'm improving. So it's like, what's the point? Just keep going just because I like fighting and it is what it is. Like, let's run this thing as long as I can.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty good at it too. Let's be honest, pretty decent. It's been cool to watch you go, man. What's the end goal for you right now? Like, what's the thought process? You're right on that brink of the next level for sure. We've been talking about it a lot. Do you feel the same? And is that the goal?
I mean, I always want to, be UFC, of course. And when I was in my early 20s, it was UFC or bust. I don't want to go anywhere else, no matter what. At this point, I would go with whoever pays me the most. So, UFC, Bellator, One Championship, PFL, like whoever writes a check, I'm in. And then like, despite saying that in the back of my head, I'm like PFL or One Championship or UFC sounds really awesome. So, but like, you know what I mean? Like if I had to prioritize, it's like UFC, One Championship, and then right underneath it, Bellator, PFL.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think that makes sense.
But at this point, if I got offered, like, would you fight in the UFC for 10 grand? And then Bellator says, would you fight for 30? I'd be like, I'm out. See ya. I'm going to Bellator. So
nice.
Well,
respect that.
Are you in the Jersey side or are you in PA?
So I lived in Philly for 5 years prior to the pandemic. Pandemic hit. area where I was at got kind of nasty. My catalytic converter got stolen twice in 3 months, and I was like, I'm out of here. Screw this. So I moved out of Philly, and now I live in Pennsauken, New Jersey, like on the border of Merchantville. And I love it. I have I have a lawn. I have grass.
Nice.
I don't hear Meek Mill or gunshots in the middle of the night. I sleep like a baby. I didn't realize living in Philadelphia, I had this constant tension and like my traps just like walking around like this. And then as soon as I moved out, I was like, oh, like I didn't realize, like, I was like, wow, I needed this. So I am very at peace on the Jersey side now.
Nice.
Back to where I belong, because I was in Cherry Hill my whole life.
Well, we have you've been on our radar for a long time. We got 145 pros here that like we've kind of had between Justin and Ethan and so you've been a guy that's been on our radar, and we even gave Mike Bickings a call just to make sure we weren't ruffling any feathers over there on the other side of the state.
That's super cool. And I think that's cool too, that you guys are on like good terms like that, and not just, because you guys, understand what's going on, and I don't have an exclusive contract with anyone. So it works out. And then it's funny too, because like you guys were kind of on my radar as well, just because your current champion at 45 and 55. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Ethan Goss.
Yeah, Ethan. After I won the Art of War title, he was like, dude, you're ranked number 1. I'm ranked number 2. I would love to fight you, to unify and see who's really number 1. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, absolutely. And then
that was when Ethan Goss had balls. Now he's not. No. I harass him all the time.
What's his deal? Is he injured or something? Because I know he got hurt.
Yeah, he's gonna be fighting here in the next couple months.
Okay, cool. So again, after this fight, maybe that fight's not out of the realm of possibility. So, we can see, maybe this will be the start of a beautiful relationship.
Absolutely.
There you go, man. I mean, it starts with this, obviously, main event opportunity. This card everything looks awesome for it, man. We're super excited to have you in. But besides Justin Patton, being an appealing fight, obviously you commented on that. What about this fight got you so excited? And to Ryan's point, you're very well known on the east side of the state. I'm sure you sell tickets extremely well there and have a huge following. What made you want to come out west and challenge kind of the top dog out here, so to speak?
So my last fight before I lost the title in Art of War when I was sick to Christian Lopez, I fought Matt Turnbull. And when I fought him, like, we've always been on really good terms. And then during the lead up to the Art of War title fight, he just started talking an insane amount of shit, which I should have known was just a ploy to kind of like get me riled up. But instead, I took it really, really personally. And after that fight, I was on the fence about taking the fight in the first place, because I was like, dude, I know this guy. We train with a bunch of the same training partners. Like, I'm getting to the point now where, like, if you're from the tri-state area, I don't really want to fight you. So I just got to a point where I was like, let me go outside of our area and see what's going on. And then, I got this offer for this fight. And I've driven and fought in people's hometowns before. I fought Matt Skibicki in Maryland for stellar fights. I fought Chris Humes Mitchell in Philadelphia when he was the No Brotherly Love Mitchell. So who is also Patton's training partner. And I think that also kind of enticed me to take this fight, because when I fought Chris Humes Mitchell, Patton confirmed it. Patton cornered him against me. So it's kind of like, now there's added fuel to the fire for both of us. Like, am I going 2-0 against the Pittsburgh boys? Is Patton going to get revenge for his old teammate, who I'm pretty sure I ended his career permanently in that fight, because I ended up causing like permanent, from what I heard, I don't know if this is 100% sure, but I heard I caused permanent blood and nerve vessel damage in his eye, and Chris Humes Mitchell could never get cleared to fight again.
Dang.
So
that was before our days.
That was back in the King of the Cage, I think.
Yeah,
so
that was.
This is like
2017.
Like, if you know like Pittsburgh MMA history, like Chris Humes Mitchell was coming up with like Khama Worthy and all those guys, and he was undefeated. I think he was 3-0 when I fought him, and I was like 3-1 or something like that. And I TKO'd him with one punch in like 25 seconds, something like that.
44.
Yeah. So
you just did the research.
yeah, it was quick. It was a real quick fight. And so I mean, you know, if I got to like when I fought Scott Heckman back in the day, he had actually beat my first MMA coach, Brian Jackson. So like there was so much added fuel to the fire. I was like, I got to get this one back from my coach. You know what I mean? So I expect Patton to come in with that same kind of intensity, like, oh, I'm getting this one back from my boy. And I think, you know, because of that, like that, I remember how fired up and how driven I was to fight Scott Heckman. So to know that is in the back of like my head, knowing that Patton has that kind of motivation frightens me. So, and because of that, I have trained very, 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 very hard for this fight. And definitely been a little more disciplined and a little more dialed in than I have in the past couple fights. I'm not much of a runner. I hate running. And in this camp, I've been running 12 to 15 miles a week, every single week, running about 3 miles a day. So I lift twice a week and I run 5 times a week. So that's 7 days of doing, just making sure I'll be in absurd fight shape for this fight.
Dude.
Nice.
Listen, man, we were already beyond excited for this fight, and everything you're saying just got me in my seat. Like, let's get to September 21st, baby. It's such a good fight, man. We're so honored to have you be a part of it, and excited that we're getting the very top level Korean Thunder, you know, ready to roll. Like you said, super tuned in, super ready to go, man. It's such a good fight, man. And like I said, it's just an honor to have it. So thanks for being a part of it, brother.
Yeah, I assure you, I'm not showing up for a paycheck. This is not me on the tail end of my career. Like I want that arena when I go in there. I want the Monroeville Convention Center to be dead silent when I get the stoppage. I want to hear like the sound of a pin drop in there, because I want to disappoint everyone in the arena.
I will almost guarantee you it will be, because Justin has it's not an overwhelmingly huge crowd, but they're a very loud crowd. They're very boisterous. I've had to pull some of them off of the catwalk. Like, they get into it.
Oh, I did my homework. I watched Patton's last fight, and at one point in like the first round, you just hear someone scream, like not like it just sounded like. And I was like, what was that?
See,
I was like,
I always think if someone just goes into a fight and the fighter actually does something like that, you would throw your opponent off so bad. It would be like, what's going on? What do I do?
I guarantee you, if I was in the middle of like an exchange or something, or I'm defending a choke or something, and I just hear someone scream for 10 seconds straight, I'd probably be like, I'd be like, what is that? But yeah, so I definitely, like I said, I've covered every, you know, angle possible, you know, filled all the nooks and crannies and checked all the boxes, dotted the T's, crossed the I's, etc., however you want to say it. But I'm ready to rock for this fight. And you know, we've done a lot of homework on Mr. Patton, and I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, I think I can drag him into really, really deep water in places that I don't think he's been yet, with somebody as experienced as I am. Because I mean, if you look at the guy he fought last was 7-6. But I felt like if you watch that fight again, I feel like he conceded a lot. He gave up in a lot of positions where like Justin would take him down, and Justin, you know, has good control. You know, he's no slouch. He works at the wrestling club, so he's clearly, you know, working on his takedowns and his top game and stuff like that. But there were so many positions where I was like, if I'm in that position, I'm up in 10 seconds. And the question is, like, if Justin takes me down, cool. Can he hold me down? And is he going to be able to take me down again if I pop up immediately? So there's a lot of questions. And then if he can't, what's going to happen on the feet when he's pressured into a place that he's never been before? Because, I mean, like, he's definitely been in dogfights, and I've seen him get in dogfights. And that was another reason why I wanted this fight, because I saw him just swinging, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. And it would be really funny for me in this fight if both of us just bite down on our mouth guard swinging while both of our corners are just going, no, no.
Yeah, yes,
That will
that's
happen.
exactly
Yeah.
what both of your corners would be doing. What are you doing?
It's very possible that at the same time they'll all just yell, stop it. And so, but I definitely think it's a plausible thing. But I just feel like I'm a little more technical and a little nastier than some of these guys when they get in the pocket. And if Patton wants to, draw the line in the sand and bite down and swing, then so be it. And I'll be there for it.
This is exactly why you need to go to 247fighting.com and buy your tickets now, folks. Ryan Kafara just told you why this is the main event, why this is going to be awesome. And there's no point in waiting. This ticket sales are looking good, but guess what? There's going to come to a point where you can't get the good seat you wanted. So get your seats now because this is going to be a barn burner.
And if you're on my side of the bridge, be sure to order your pay-per-views ASAP because you want the best seat in the house that you can get without being there.
Well, the even better thing is to make the journey. Just support him in person so that he does have a couple people there that are saying, I'm glad I made this trip. You said you would have the whole arena. If you upset him, you'd have the whole arena silent. At least you have a couple people there to other than your corners.
There's basically two ways I want this to end. I either want the whole place quiet or I want the whole place on their feet going berserk at the end of a 3-round war.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we've seen that with this fight from the beginning. Like I said, the second it was signed, we all collectively said, this is quite possibly the most high-level fight that's ever occurred in our cage. So, man, it's an honor, and we can't wait for it. We can't wait to see what happens. We appreciate you jumping on the call, dude. And we'll see you next week, Friday, for sure, for weigh-ins, and then Saturday fight night, September 21st. So it's nearing in, brother. We can't wait for it.
All right, sounds good. I will be there in tip-top form.
Looking forward to it, brother.
Man. All right, take care, guys. Thank you
again
for having me on.
Talk to you soon.
Of course, man. Thanks for joining. See ya.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was one half of the main event. He's facing Justin Patton, as you heard. We got another guy backstage. He's been very patient. Got to give him a lot of credit. We're going to add him in right here. Super patient, Jason Nolf. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Perfect timing. Had to go on and get some contacts so I could see.
Nice contact guy, dude. Have you worn contacts like your whole career?
Yeah, probably since I was in like 7th grade.
Nice. I just got them again. I've worn glasses a lot, and I just got contacts again, and for some reason, they're just not the same. Like I used to wear contacts when I was young, but just not the same anymore. So I'm not a contact guy now, I guess.
Yeah.
Here we are. How's everything going? Your neck of the woods, bro? You said you just finished practice. Obviously, are you still in PA or are you down in Texas now?
Yeah, I'm just packing up. We leave for Texas tomorrow, so just getting everything situated, running errands right now. Trying to get everything settled in before we leave tomorrow, and then I'll get down to Austin on like Tuesday, and then I'm flying back to Pittsburgh on Friday. So,
nothing like that travel schedule, man. Did you get to hear Gina's interview at all on the podcast just now?
I haven't. No, I just got out of practice, so haven't heard it. What did he say? Say some good stuff.
No worries. Yeah, Ryan, he did for sure. Ryan asked him who his favorite wrestler to watch was.
That's not what I said. That's not the question. I said,
what was it?
Best wrestler in Penn State history. And he threw your name out there first, bro.
Love it. There's so many good guys. It's hard to go wrong with anybody you pick.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to come out the gates asking you.
Gino's my business partner, so he has to say that, or else we'll have a talk.
He did mention.
He did say that. He did say that too. To be fair, who would you pick? I got to ask you. I mean, come on, what's your pick?
I think if Carter wins his 5th, I think at least year 5 Carter will be one of the best guys ever. But other guys that are in the mix obviously are like David Taylor, Bo Nichols, Zane Rutherford. So all great guys. Can't really go wrong with any of them. So
pretty decent program they've built there at Penn State, man. There was There was an undefeated amateur fighter in our comments earlier. He was also a D2 national champ wrestler. He had a question. I'm going to ask you as well. It was for Geno, but you can answer it too. So I'm interested to see if you guys' answers are the same or different. He said, what's one thing you learned from Kale that you still use today, training mindset wise?
I would just say, I mean, one of the biggest things from Penn State was just to practice gratitude, and practicing gratitude, just being thankful for the things that you're given. And the less you complain and the more you're grateful, the happier you're going to be, the more successful you're going to be. I would say that's the biggest thing I've learned, probably.
Yeah,
So,
that was similar to his answer. He said that they hammered in that you should be grateful you have the opportunity to do that. You're not forced to do that. You should be thankful that you are able to do that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
I got a question. So, like, most people that I know that reach like such a high level, I know that like you can hear the haters, like, but I never hear hate going your way. Like, do you have haters?
No, I don't have haters.
Nice.
I'm not controversial enough to have haters, and I wrestle. I have an exciting wrestling style, so people like watching me wrestle and compete, and I don't compete with fear. So, I mean, there's nothing much to say. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that want to see me lose, or I'm sure there's some haters, but it's awkward if I feel like if people try to like hate on me publicly, because there's like, what are you gonna hate on about? I mean, obviously, like I'm not perfect or anything, but I compete really hard, and I don't talk trash. So I'm not trying to like be in the media for all that stuff. So I just and I respect my opponents, and but yeah, I mean, I have fun wrestling. I think people recognize that and enjoy that.
There was no hate when you entered CJI in terms of like, who does this guy think he is stepping into our world like that?
No, I have a good relationship with Craig Jones. So as soon as there was like speculation about an event, I reached out to him. I said, hey, I'd like to do that event. He goes, I'd put you in. And then like a few months later, like they announced CJI, and then I said, and then he messaged me, hey, would you still want to be in it? So I mean, I don't think a lot of people cared unless like the people that were left out off the card. But I think I was one of the best guys there. Not jiu-jitsu skill, but grappling skill at least. So it was a lot of fun competing. Obviously, lost first round, so that sucked. But I have a lot of fun doing jiu-jitsu, and I'm going to keep competing in jiu-jitsu moving forward. So I mean, you definitely saw guys like on Instagram saying, "Oh, that's why he should stick to wrestling," or Ty, like just talking trash about me losing. But it's like, all right, I lost. Like everybody loses. It's okay. You know? So I don't really take it. And I think it's important to like, if you're going to accept the praise of others, you also have to accept the criticism of others. So I try not to accept either, and just kind of do what I do.
Yeah, I like that, man. It would be hard to talk smack after that performance too, with your relative inexperience in that realm, facing literally one of the best guys on earth, and you still did some really good things. You know, I tell Ryan and the 247 team all the time, like Bo Nichols' match with Gordon Ryan's one of my favorite submission grappling matches of all time, just because the fact he was able to do what he did do, even though he ultimately still lost, was just insane to me. So what are the main differences with submission grappling and pure wrestling for you getting into that realm? What are some of the challenges you're facing there?
Well, I mean, it's not pure wrestling. So submission grappling, obviously, like, and Ty was so good at like jumping submissions off my takedown. So like if it was just wrestling, then I could get a lot of wrestling takedowns. But with jiu-jitsu, like I have to be really aware of my attacks and knowing that every time I shoot, he's jumping into a submission. So I think just having awareness there, learning how to avoid those positions and just stay in the positions that you're good at, especially, whenever as inexperienced as I am, just trying to stay in my strong positions. And that's why a lot of the fight was spent on our feet, because I was like, okay, well, I don't want to really take him down to the ground because that's when he's the most dangerous in transitions and stuff. So my strategy was to take him down and like basically slam him and let him up and just try to like, because the number one criteria was initiating action. And I thought I initiated action more than him the whole time, but he had a couple submission threats that I think they valued more than my initiating action. So I think it was just I don't think obviously I got submitted in the third, but I had to kind of go for a submission in the third round because I was losing 2 rounds to 0, and then that's when I gave up a knee bar. I didn't know how to still don't know how to defend a knee bar. So I haven't really been training, just trying to pack up and get ready to go. But no, I mean, Ty's obviously really good. His wrestling is really good for jiu-jitsu. So really, really tough to score on and to take down because of his dangerous submission attempts.
Yeah. I mean, it goes without saying, you mentioned you're moving to Austin and you performed extremely well on one of the, if not the biggest stage in jiu-jitsu history at CJI. So
yeah.
Is this a full-time career move for you? I know you just announced you're done competitively wrestling, but is submission grappling the number one goal in your mind moving forward?
Number one goal in my mind is to grow a company, Ocean. So that's the main reason I'm moving to Texas. We want our whole team to move down there. Me and one of my other business partners, Eric, he's already down there, and then we have a couple other guys, Geno and John and Jack, trying to get moved down there as well. And I think having everybody there, obviously, it's a big jiu-jitsu space. We want to grow the jiu-jitsu side of things. So I think that, if I can get really good at jiu-jitsu, that'll even help. That'll help Ocean. So that's kind of my main priority. And I'm also starting a wrestling club. So I'll be pretty passionate about that as well.
Love that, man. What went behind that? For somebody like you, that's got to be a dream come true, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought I wanted to be a coach. With the NIL stuff, and I've got offers to a few different like colleges to coach, like be the assistant and stuff, and be the head coach of a university. And I've turned everything down because we want to grow Ocean now. And I think that I would want to go into, if I do end up coaching, it would be in 5 to 10 years. And but for now, want to help kids. I've always been passionate about helping people get better, and I think that I'm one of the best technicians in the world, and I think that I have good values and that I can leave a positive impact on a lot of kids and help them get better and reach their goals.
Well, I can testify to you helping kids. My kids have both attended your day after Christmas. You had in Pittsburgh up
Mat Factory.
Yeah, the Mat Factory stuff up in Burgh.
Yeah.
So they were able to learn from the greatest on the planet.
Yeah, it was good. And I think Bo was there too. So, I mean, there's so many guys that are so technical nowadays, and that's what we're trying to do with Ocean. We're trying to spread that knowledge across the world and help kids get better faster because, when I was growing up, we didn't really have technology, and, I would have been taking advantage of that as a kid. Making sure I'm learning technique from the best guys that, what I did, I watched David Taylor wrestle, and I just basically tried to wrestle like him, but it was all like visualization. But if I had a video of him like teaching how to hit an ankle pick or teaching how to do this stuff, I'm sure I would have got even better faster. So yeah, it's good.
I got to ask, is MMA even a remote possibility for Jason Nolf?
It's a remote possibility. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm not focused on training MMA, and I'm good. I'm still pretty young. I'm 28. So, I think I'll be a great fighter. I'm trying to get Geno to move to Texas. So if he moves to Texas, I'd probably be his main training partner for MMA, and that would motivate me more.
Do us a favor and just wait until he's in the UFC to do that, because he can fight for us in the meantime.
Yeah. We're trying to get him there ASAP.
No doubt, man. I mean, he's on his way for sure. Yeah, he's on his way. All you guys, I mean, all you guys are special athletes, special talents for sure. There's no doubt about it, man. And we're honored to have you back. I mean, we started this podcast with kind of talking about your crazy travel schedule, and obviously coming to our show September 21st is a part of that. So thanks for being a part of it, man. And a fan just asked, would you be doing a meet and greet at the show, which we didn't officially discuss, but if a fan comes up to you and recognizes you, says what's up, can they have a minute of your time, or are you just going strictly as a fan?
No, yeah. I mean, I'm happy to shake hands and talk to people. I don't know if we'll set something up like an official like table or something. Maybe we will, but yeah. I mean, I'm not going to ignore you if you come up, say hi to me. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, I love it. I'm glad you're coming up, bro. I know we've talked in the past a few times trying to get you on a sprawl event that hasn't worked yet, but never say never, dude. We're still going to keep trying for that to make that work too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. So I'm
It's a
excited
good
to watch
time.
Geno fight. I mean, that's the main reason I'm coming up is I want to support one of my best friends, Geno, and I think he's going to do great. And I'm just excited to be a part of his journey, and I wouldn't want to miss it. So I'm excited for him.
Love it, man. Well, I'm not going to keep you from your packing. I know you're an extremely busy man. We appreciate the time today, dude. Thanks for hopping in here. And we actually have Geno's opponent up next, Hunter Watt. So we'll get him in here and hear from him.
All right, good luck, Hunter. See you
Thanks,
guys.
Jason. We appreciate it,
Thanks,
brother.
Jason.
Take care,
Yep.
man. All right. We are rolling on. That was Jason Nolf, legendary figure in the Western PA wrestling scene, of course. Now, as you just heard, onto a successful submission grappling career, just an insane athlete, insane grappler. So it's an honor to have him a part of BitB21, September 21st of BitB23. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. You'd think I'd know my own show. And now we got Mr. Hunter Watt tagging in. Hunter, what's up, dude? Great name, first of all. Best name, arguably. What's up, dude?
Nothing much, man. I'm just out here chilling.
He must mean
Oh,
the
yeah.
last name is the great part.
I mean, in Pittsburgh, Watt's not bad either. Are you a football fan at all? Oh, no.
I
He
mean,
froze.
not
There we go.
really. No, I mean, I'll watch it, but I don't get on. I don't watch TV. I don't get on. I don't watch sports.
It's a dangerous game to ask somebody in Ohio if they like football, for sure. That could go a way we don't want, Ryan.
Well,
yeah,
he could
dude,
make himself the villain.
I mean, I ain't gonna say if the Browns. I'll say if the Browns are on, I'll watch them. I'm gonna root for them because that's my state, that's my hometown team. But like, I don't really care either way.
Hey guys, I wasn't supposed to be on the podcast today, and I really have to go. I'm getting yelled at.
All right, Ryan's leaving us.
Hunter, it's nice to have you on our show. We're so looking forward to it. Keep our Hunter in line during the rest of the podcast, please. He needs it.
Easy money. Thanks for popping in, Ryan. Enjoy the game tonight. Later, dude. All right. We're down to 2 now. I'm not sure if you froze there, Hunter, or not, but you've got a nice smile frozen on the screen. I don't know. Can you still hear me? Oh no, I think Ryan leaving short-circuited the stream. Freaking Ryan. It's always Ryan, isn't it? Well, we'll work on getting Hunter back here. If he pops back in, we'll see what happens there. But in the meantime, we'll let you know a little more about Mr. Hunter Watt. Obviously, if you were listening earlier when Geno was on, he's facing Geno Morelli September 21st. That's next Saturday at the Monroeville Convention Center. And Hunter just texted me and said it froze up on him hard. I'm going to text him back and let him know if it froze and he can't get back in. We'll just mail this to another day. But if he can get back in, that'd be great. We'll see. We'll see if that works for him. He's facing Geno Morelli September 21st at the Monroeville Convention Center. Hunter's a savage, dude. He's, like I said to Geno, it's a tough test for Geno, and we know Geno's pedigree and his background and his career aspirations, but 2-0 versus 2-0, not to mention Hunter Watt was something like 8-1 or 9-1 as an AMI, an insanely successful amateur career, and working with Andrew Law and those savages in Ohio from Route 250. He's right back. Look at him. Like a champ.
My bad.
No worries, dude. Internet's the worst. I totally understand, but I was just gassing you up and the whole team. I was just gassing the whole team up, man. I really like working with you guys. I just want to put it out there on the record. Like that whole team with Andrew Law, with you guys, with Brogan obviously coming in, Route 250 martial arts. You guys are doing great stuff, man. What is it about that team that you think is special?
It's just a great group of dudes. We all love to work. We all love what we do. We're just there to try to get better every day. And Andrew's built a great environment to where we can all come in, put in that work every day, do what we need to do. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. How are you guys all 170 pounds? That's the craziest part to me. It's like a whole room of welterweights there.
It is kind of wild. I mean, it wasn't on purpose. It was just as we all kind of came in. Like, Andrew started it. Him and Brogan were both fighting together back when the gym opened, and I came in shortly after the gym opened, and I was up at I was like 215 pounds at the time. But yeah, I got soft there for a minute. But I got down, and like my optimum weight is 170. And then we ended up getting another kid named Garrett Hirschberger. I don't know if any of y'all heard of him. Great dude.
For sure.
Great
Yeah,
amateur. He'll be around.
Definitely aware of Garrett. Yeah.
But it's just what it is, and everyone's just come together, and this seemed to be almost a full gym of welterweights. Granted, we're starting to get a lot of the smaller weights. A couple of the bigger guys are coming in, so it's nice to see that expansion in the gym to where everybody's kind of we're getting a whole team together.
For sure, dude. Well, I mean, the talent and the work ethic is very obvious, and your resume kind of speaks for itself. But what made you take the leap into MMA to begin with? What made you think amateur MMA was something you wanted to do?
I mean, I started wrestling when I was 5, and I graduated high school, and I'm not a school person. College was never something that I wanted to do or even thought about doing. So it was just like, I left whatever offers I had. I'm like, I don't need to wrestle in college, dude. We're good. I'm gonna go do my own thing. Took about a year or so off, just kind of doing things, and then like, man, I really want to get back into competing, doing something. And someone told me, they're like, hey, I know Andrew. He's got this gym down here. Go give it a try. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I showed up one day, and I've been there almost every day since.
It's a crazy way to make a living and a crazy sport to stick to. I always tell every fighter, man, that competes for us, like the amount of respect I have for literally every guy that steps in there, every guy and girl that steps in there is unbelievable, because to do it, the preparation to get there, as you know, the paperwork and everything ahead of time, the training, the practice, there's so much that happens before the fight itself. And then the fight itself, you've got a packed crowd, you've got lights on you, there's so much pressure. And then to get in there and compete, and in your case, man, I mean, you're batting what? You're 11-1 overall in your career, something insane like that. Winning way more than you're losing. What's it feel like on fight night for you, and kind of how do you manage that stress of the competition itself?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a nervous wreck every time. I mean, it's tough. Like, day before, week before, it's in my head constantly. I'm thinking about it, planning about it. It's kind of there, and those nerves are there. It's just because it's something I care about. It. If you're doing something, competing, and you're not nervous, is it something you really want to do? So like, I get through all that, but once it comes down to fight day, it's just, I lock into a headspace, and I sit there, and it's just, I'm here to fight. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I've trained to do. This is what I do. So it's just.
Yeah, man. I mean, the stakes are high inside the cage, though, right? Like, so many things could go wrong. So many things could go right. And I've seen it with so many fighters where the highs are high and the lows are very low. But I feel like the most successful fighters are able to stay somewhere in the middle. And just talking to you very briefly, and obviously texting you a lot in the lead up, I get that sense that you're able to find that middle ground very well. How do you keep yourself from getting too high after a win or too low after that one loss? Like, how are you able to kind of maintain your focus and stay somewhere in the middle?
It's the thought in my head to keep me from getting too big for my britches. There's someone that's always better. It's just what it is. There's always someone better than you. You can't stop working. It doesn't matter how many days you put in, how many hours you put in, what kind of work, what do you do. It none of it matters. Someone's going to be better than you, whether it's, their best day, their worst day, your best day, your worst day. It's just keeping that there. But then too, keeping in mind that I do train hard. I do this shit for a reason. I enjoy it. I love this. And that's why I'm here. So like, let's just keep training, keep pushing, see how far I can go.
Yeah, I love that mindset, man. I love even more. I said it. I don't know if you were listening when Geno was on the podcast a couple minutes ago, but it's crazy to see two guys at your level. You're both 2-0 pro, but if you go beyond that as Amis, he was undefeated. As we just said, you were 8-1. Were you 8-1 or 9-1? By the way, 8-1.
8-1.
Okay. Either way, it's a ridiculous amateur record that you almost never see. And like now, so you guys are clearly two of the top prospects, 170, like fighters to watch, and you're fighting each other early on in your career, which you don't see that very often. You don't see guys that are at that level take this level of risk. So what about this matchup with Geno really excited you? And I mean, full credit, I'll let the public know you did not hesitate to sign that contract at all. You said you wanted the smoke. So what about it was such a clear decision for you?
Honestly, for me, it doesn't matter who I'm fighting. I just want to fight. It could be biggest name out there, whatever. I don't care. I'm not getting scared. I want to fight those people. I want to fight the tough guys. I want to fight the guys who it's going to be a dog fight the entire time. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge. Because then that shows that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, that I'm working that hard, I'm trying that hard, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So, like, I didn't even know Geno's name until I signed the contract. I didn't even know who it was. I had a fight that I was supposed to fight back in August, and dude pulled out day before weigh-ins because he didn't want to make weight.
Oh, that's brutal.
By that afternoon, me and Andrew and Brogan and all of us were already chit-chatting. I'm like, yo, I told Brogan, I'm like, yo, man, it'd be nice, really cool to jump on a cart with you again. We haven't traveled and fought together for a little bit. So, like, I'm down to do that. And he's like, yeah, Andrew's already on it. They've got a dude who wanted to fight at 165, 2-0. I'm like, well, dope. If he can come up to 170, that'd be awesome. Let's do it. Let's run it. And a few days later, I got the for sure that he would take it. So I'm like, all right, where's the contract? Let's sign it.
That's beautiful, man. I mean, I love it when a plan comes together. It so rarely happens in MMA that things work out exactly like you want. But I mean, now it was one of those cases, like you said, Geno was available. Andrew said you were available when initially we didn't know you were available. And then he was like, hey, by the way, Hunter Watt's available too. And I'm like, that is interesting because, and then it turns out just perfect for both guys, man. And now it's obviously, it's a marquee matchup on this card. So the other element of this is obvious. Yeah, dude. What's it feel like for you? Obviously, your first 247 experience coming to Pittsburgh. How are you feeling where all that's concerned?
I'm really excited. I mean, I traveled a little bit back when I was fighting with B2 for a little while. So, like, I enjoy traveling. I enjoy going out of town for fights. I've been to a couple of your guys' shows. Like, when Brogan fights, I've been there every time. I love coming out. I love the show you guys put on. So I'm excited to be able to be a part of it this time. And it's just, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm biting my fingernails over here just waiting for it.
Well, thanks, man. We're excited to have you too. We really do appreciate that and try to put on a really good show. And I'm glad it comes off that way on fight night for sure, because a lot of people put a ton of time and effort into this, as I'm sure you can imagine, just like you guys at the gym, man. It's very similar. We got to be super buttoned up and making sure everything's in place so everything runs smoothly. And that's what we expect September 21st too. So hopefully you get to experience that in full. Really. For sure, man. What do you expect crowd-wise? Because I know Brogan actually, he brings a considerable crowd with him. Are you going to be traveling with some people as well, or mostly sending people to the live stream, or what are you expecting for your support group on fight night?
I'll have some family and stuff out there, but honestly, I don't get on social media a whole lot, especially leading up to a fight. So, like, I have a bad habit of not promoting everything as much as I could or should, honestly. But, like, it seems to be, it don't matter where I go, people who know my name will show up and be excited to watch. It is fun being the bad guy again, though. I ain't got to do that in a minute.
I was going to say, it is a little different with that in terms of, this is more of Geno's hometown territory, so to speak, for sure. So there's a lot of people going to be there to support him. Does it feel good to kind of embrace that villain role, so to speak?
I enjoy it. It's something different because, like, it puts a little chip on your shoulder. It's like, now I really got to show up, or I'm gonna make everybody that I'm here with and everybody.
Oh, let's try to add him back in. Oh, Hunter dropped out again. I'm not sure what happened there. Unfortunately, Hunter left us again. Oh, here we go. I think he's back again.
My bad.
No worries, dude.
But no, there's been fights where I've literally had nobody there except for Brogan and my coaches. And I love it. Walk out in a room where not a single person's cheering. Nobody cares. Nobody even knows who you are. Oh, it's great.
That's awesome. Well, I guarantee you on fight night, September 21st, people are going to know who you are, win or lose, man. We're promoting the hell out of this thing, and we're stoked to have this matchup. Like I said, truly, man, I'm not saying it's not promoter speak. It's not like that. It truly is rare to see two really high-level prospects who are young in their pro career face each other early on because the risk is just immense. So massive respect to you for signing that fight, and Geno both, man. It's special what you guys did to make this come together. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I appreciate him taking the matchup and doing this too. I mean, I don't get, you don't, like you said, you don't always get a chance to fight somebody who's got the chances of being this good. So like,
yeah,
I'm ready for it. I love to fight, and I want it to be tough. I want it to be a war.
Heck yeah, man. Well, September 21st in Monroeville, the whole crowd's about to find out what Hunter Watt's about, and so are we. And we're crazy excited for it, man. I appreciate you carving out some time for us. I know you're a real busy guy and obviously putting in final touches on your fight camp. So thanks for hopping on, brother. We do appreciate that.
Of course, man. I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Take care, man. We'll see you real soon.
Yep.
Later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Hunter Watt. He faces Geno Morelli, as you heard, September 21st. We got another fighter backstage. We are just keeping this running for you. Look at this gentleman right here. The dynamic Jay Manning. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, bro. How's everything going your way?
Everything's great, man. Fight camp went great. Everything is going great. Things are going good, man. Gym's moving along as well. Got the new gym coming soon. Yeah, man, everything's going great on my end. How about yourself?
Love it, man. Yeah, everything's moving along real smoothly. We can't wait for this show. I'll tell you that, man. It's crazy getting to fight night, as it is for you guys too. So it's always the most stressful time of our lives, but also Saturday night, it's kind of the best time of our lives too. You kind of get to see everything unfold and see why you do what you do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Everybody puts in so much work, man, and I think a lot of people don't realize how much work goes into like putting on a promotion like you guys do, or prepping for a fight like we do. It's a whole lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't realize until they either get into it or see somebody actually into it.
No doubt, man. And you're a business guy on the side as well. You know, you're in the business realm, rapping. Always, you're into everything, man. I respect your hustle on every level. How do you find time to stay such a high level pro MMA athlete? I mean, everybody who talks about you at the gym says Jay's that dude. Jay's that dude. That's all we ever hear. So how do you find time to maintain that?
Dude, man, carve it out, make it happen. Honestly, it's no other way to do it. It is just something that's important to me. It's a priority for me. It slowly became more of a priority for me. So honestly, it's just something that I feel like I need to put time into. And it's something that I've seen inspire people around me. And so it just kind of motivates me even more to keep going, to keep pushing as much as I can into it, you know?
For sure, man. We got a big fan in the chat for you right now. Underscore Gazda 94, another Indio guy. Do you recognize the Instagram?
Yeah, that's Nico.
Yeah.
My God,
there we go,
good, man.
He said, "Boy Bandito, let's go."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the homie, man. He comes to the gym all the time, man. He's good. He's good people's, man. Train with him and everything. He's doing his thing.
Love it, dude. That's one thing with India that, man, I notice you guys are so tight. The camaraderie at that gym is awesome to see. What is it about Danilo and Mikey's approach that kind of bonds all you guys together? What is it about that gym that makes it special?
Honestly, man, it's just a family type atmosphere. A lot of gyms, you get in there and it's just everybody's trying to be the best and butt heads, and it's not really a team atmosphere. At Indio is really like it's folks in there just trying to make each other better. You know, the folks in there trying to everybody's got their own stuff going on, and we all understand that. Everybody's just there to improve each other and work together to create something great, to try to create something better. Even with Danilo building a new gym, it's guys at the gym that are going to help him build the new gym, you know? It's the guys that are around us that are helping us do stuff. If I have issues with like medical stuff, I have somebody there that can help me with it. If I have like uh something I need for something else, like it's somebody that's always willing to step up and help in some sphere of it, you know. So we're all just a big family over there. It's a good time.
For sure. And right now, you guys are, as you kind of mentioned earlier, moving into a new gym space. Indio's expanding big time. What's that been like for the team? Obviously, it's got to be super exciting, right? The opportunity ahead.
Yeah, exciting is an understatement, man. With Mikey and Danilo kind of, especially Danilo, planning things out that are going to be at the new gym, having a new schedule, having the ability to kind of expand and focus in on certain things a lot more. It's exciting. It's an exciting prospect, man. And hopefully, shoot, not too long from now it'll be open, and we just, you know, next show or two put on shows and try to build the excitement for it as we can. You know, it's exciting for sure, though. That's to say the least. It's really an
Oh, man.
understatement.
Hey, we're excited, and we don't even train there, but we're just excited to see the fruits of your labor. We know how much everybody puts into that gym and what you guys have been doing. Anybody who's followed 247 at all in the past 2 years knows so many Indio fighters now and the names you guys have made for each other. But interestingly enough, like, you've been the one that we've tried to get on so many cards, and for whatever reason, it just hasn't been working out. Now we finally got one. We got a guy who's super game, and David Richardson. What's up with this fight, brother? How excited are you to perform in Pittsburgh again?
Dude, man, it's been too long. It's been too long. I've been excited to get back in too, and unfortunately, the last one got a little swept under the rug at the last minute. Dude said he got injured or something. It's like a week out. We didn't have time to bring a replacement, but I haven't stopped training since then. And I talked to Ryan when I was at that show, because we had a few fights. We had the Chase sisters on that one, as well as Bryce, and we talked about getting on this one. So it was a go from the jump, man. So as soon as David's name came across the screen, I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's run it. It's no other options. It's now or never, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in your defense, you've been saying yes a lot. It's just been, we get these fighters sometimes, man, where it's nothing that they're doing, and it's just unfortunate circumstances. You know, something happens, something happens. That's the fight game. But this one looks rock solid, dude. We can't be more excited to have you both in there to put on a show. So if fans, like I said, maybe more recent 247 fans might not be as familiar with you, but what can they expect from you on fight night?
Hey man, you already know I like to put on the show when I get in there, so it's gonna be a good time no matter what. It's gonna be a good time no matter what. But I've been working on sharpening a lot of things since the last time I've been in the 247 rent cage, and honestly, even since the last time I fought, it was the last year. I've been working on sharpening up a lot of tools and getting better at a lot of things, man. So it's gonna be something crazy to see. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. You know, last time I was in there, I had the Sparta teep across the cage, and a couple big air slams. And you know, I'm hoping to put on more of the same kind of show, if not even better. You know, so it's gonna be excitement. It's gonna be fireworks, and I'm gonna walk out there with the win for the home team, of course.
Yeah, man. You like you said, you haven't competed for us, but you haven't been inactive either. I mean, you've been at LFA, you've been competing elsewhere. What was it like getting some work in the LFA cage? That's as far as regional MMA goes, I'd say LFA is probably the biggest, probably at the top. So what was it like competing with somebody like them?
It was a good time, man. It was an experience. I will say that for sure. It was just a kind of little peek behind the curtains of where, you know, like some of the larger shows. Not that you guys aren't doing amazing things for the region and yourself. It's amazing and it's a blessing for Pittsburgh to have 247 for real. And for the region to have 247. You guys are doing big things, and you guys got a venue coming up too, from what I hear, right?
Yes, sir. We can't wait for that. Our own space, brother. It's about time.
Heck yeah, man. So I mean, it was a good time, man. I got to meet a lot of big names. I got to have some conversations that really kind of helped me mindset wise and moving forward and figuring things out for myself in my fight career. So it was a good time. Danilo has some connections, and you know, managed to get me some conversations that were much needed and very necessary. And we got some connections with guys at the gym that we have gone out and trained with some other folks as well. So it was a good time, man. It was a very important and pivotal experience, I'll say.
Love that, man. Well, we're honored to have you back in our cage, dude. For real, it's been far too long. We're ready to get that Jay Manning goodness back in that cage, man. And like you said, the fans better be tuning in. September 21st, Monroeville Convention Center. That's Brawl, Burgh 23. Thanks for making some time for us, brother. Where should people get tickets? Do you still have physical tickets if they want to get them right from you?
Yeah, man, I got some physical tickets on me, so get in touch with me, of course. If you can't get in touch with me, you don't know how. I mean, you can always reach out via social, but there's also online for you guys as well. Just select the name, and we'll bring a show. We'll make something great happen.
Love it, dude. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, man. I appreciate you tagging in, and we'll see you super soon for weigh-ins, and then showtime next Saturday, baby. Let's get it.
All right, for sure, man. You have a good one, all right?
Yep. Later, dude. Take care.
Peace.
All right. That was Jay Manning. We got one more guest lined up for you. And did we save the best for last? This guy has been blowing it up. I'm going to add him right now, Mr. Olivier Murad. What's up, brother? How are you?
How's it going? It's a pleasure to be on your show right now.
Thanks, man. It means a lot, dude. And just to be super clear, because I've heard your manager say Oliver. Is your name Olivier or Oliver?
You said it right. It's Olivier, but you know, a lot of people who don't have the tongue to pronounce the name, they try to say it the English way.
Got it. That's fair. You can't blame us, man. You can't blame us. We're trying, all right? We're trying.
No, it's good. Hey, I appreciate the effort. Even if you pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. It's the effort that counts. Let's keep trying. If you get it right, then that's better for you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks, bro. And we appreciate you signing the contract and coming up here, man. This is a huge opportunity for you, obviously facing UFC veteran Khama Worthy for us at Brawl in the Burgh 23. And I think you had that contract for about 5 seconds maybe before you signed it. What's so exciting about this fight for you, man? How are you looking at this one?
Yeah, I jumped on the opportunity. I like the matchup. And I like to fight opponents that I can test myself. If I'm going to defeat the best of the best, I need to defeat the best of the best in line. And I'm going for that belt. I want to take that UFC belt because I'm a bit of a belt collector. I have 3 belts as an amateur, and I currently have 3 professional belts as a professional. So I just want to keep on collecting belts and beating the best of the best. And taking out a UFC vet, that's definitely on the list if I want to fight in the UFC.
Love that mindset, man. I mean, you came off it happens to some guys. They win on Contender Series and still unfortunately don't get that contract. What was that like for you? It's kind of a unfortunate tag for you to carry around, but what was that whole experience like for you?
It was a bit of a wake-up call, pretty much I did fight a gamed opponent. This guy, he's been wrestling since my Contender Series opponent, Benji or G-Ben, however you want to call it. Yeah, this guy was basically bred as a wrestler. His family funded his entire career since he was a kid. My parents would even go to my wrestling matches, let alone give me any funds. So every time I cracked the guy, he went into like defensive wrestling mode, and he kind of just hold me down. And then I was thinking, let me play it safe, in a sense, like take my time, look for the knockout. The knockout's gonna come. But then he just kind of stuck to his scared little game plan of holding on. Like, no offense to him, but his game plan was survival. In that Contender Series fight.
We see it a lot in MMA, man. There's just certain guys that are hard to look good against even when you win. And it sounds like that's how that guy was. If you fight super defensively, sometimes no matter what you do, it's really hard to look good against somebody like that. But we can say Khama Worthy's not that guy. So how exciting is it for you to have somebody like Khama that is going to bring the fire, that has kind of seen and done it all, and quite frankly prefers to stand and bang. So what's the matchup specifically looking like for you?
That's awesome. I love it. Let him bang. Let him try to throw everything at me. He's gonna get hit with heat that he's never felt before, or technically he has. So I really hope he's ready. And it's gonna be in his hometown. I like to embarrass fighters in their hometown. I'm just being real. Like I'm not sugarcoating shit right now. I'm going in that town, I'm gonna go in there. The whole town's gonna hate me, but I promise you, after that fight, everyone's gonna love me. By the way, I fight. Yeah,
Dude, that's awesome.
right now, there's no love. There's love after the fight. I'm not that fighter that's like, oh, it's my brother. Oh, good luck. No, fuck that. This is war. You're trying to hurt me. I'm trying to hurt you. There's no friendly banter. No nothing. Until after the fight, then sure we can have a drink. I'm okay with that. But until then, it's all cutthroat. So I hope he's ready because I'm ready to murder, and I have plateaus to break and keep moving towards.
I love that mindset, man. I really do. It's I was excited when your name came across, not only the matchup itself, seeing your resume and then watching some film, but also that Freedom Fighters team that you represent, man. When we worked with Martin Justice back in April, I was just super impressed by the team top to bottom. His fight, we've already said it, that's a fight of the year candidate for us, probably going to win our fight of the year award. Just, I mean, it was an incredible fight. The way you guys prepare, the way you guys train, the way you guys carry yourselves, it's everything that we love working with. So just to have the team back in Pittsburgh is awesome too. What's it like being a part of that crew, and kind of what have they done for you in your game?
To start that off, it's an honor to be fighting for 247 Fighting Championship again. You guys are welcoming another teammate of Freedom Fighters. Freedom Fighters. That's my family. I've been training there since I was 19. People always mention, look into other gyms. But the thing is, like, I've went and traveled, checked out a few gyms, even some top level gyms. And to be honest, the pressure that we apply and the family that we created with that environment, there's nothing like it. Like our gym, we haven't used AC in what, about 8-9 years. So the
Uh,
intensity is like, you can't really get that anywhere else. Maybe in Thailand. Like, I feel like if I were to go train in Thailand, I'd actually be comfortable with the heat and the humidity.
mhm.
It's
Yeah, I mean South Florida is different than PA. I mean, we start dying when it gets above 80 degrees here. That's a different level down there.
Yeah, how is it when it's hot? Is it more like a dry heat or?
It fluctuates, to be honest with you, man. It's been a little more humid this year, to be honest with you. Not don't get me wrong, not Miami level. Like, that's still a totally different level, but by our standards for sure, it's been a really hot summer for us.
Yeah, you said that there's some humidity. That sounds comfortable for me because, man, it's been bad over here.
Yeah, you'll be fine, but I hate to let you know that the convention center actually has air conditioning, so you might be a little too comfortable on fight night.
Yeah, that's something that always kind of bothered me, that like, every like convention center or arena, it's always cold.
Yeah. You want us
Like,
to tell them to turn the AC off for your fight?
if they could, that'd be pretty cool. But like, who knows how the mats will get? The mats might get a little sweaty. Might not be
That's
ideal.
that's a good point, man. That's a good point. What's your hometown kind of home crowd support like? Because it's always a risk for guys, especially at your level, to go out of their hometown. A lot of guys, like, I would assume you guys fight in South Florida a lot. What makes you want to come up to Pittsburgh, to Pennsylvania, and put on a show up here?
I've always been inspired to travel the world. So seeing the fight career since I was a kid, I saw that as an opportunity to travel. So yeah, I love to jump on any opportunity to travel and yeah, just explore, find different environments because, like, once again, I'm trying to beat the best of the best in the world, and you gotta get out your comfort zone if you want to do that. That's the only way you can really grow.
No doubt, man. Have you been to Pittsburgh before?
Never, never. To be honest, I used to just think of, I don't know. I thought of like a lot of factories and smog, but I have a few friends who are actually out there, and then pretty much all I see is like lush greenery, forests. So it looks nice. I hope I get to
We
see that part of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, man, that's what I was gonna say. We do. We got it all. I think definitely you should explore the city, maybe either before or after the fight, whenever you got time, man. Try to make time. It really is a deceptively beautiful city. I tell everybody, like, you're gonna be surprised how much you like the city of Pittsburgh when you really go check it out. What kind of stuff are you into in your free time? What do you like to do as a hobby, or what kind of places do you like to visit?
Man, I love trying a bunch of different restaurants. I love food. I gotta say that's the only conflict with this fight career is that I'm always hungry. Except for this fight, I get to cut 10 less pounds, so I get to
There
come
you
a
go.
little stronger. So yeah, just anything food related. I like to drink. I like to have a good time. So I like the nightlife, even if it's like a daytime party. I like that too. Anything nature. To be honest, I love to fish. I don't think I'm gonna be fishing in Pittsburgh, but I like to check out, like a little after party after the fight. If you guys are throwing one, I like a lot of Afro beats, a lot of dance hall. I'm very Caribbean in that sense. So hey, if anyone tuning in, reach out to me. I'm down to go check out the places you recommend.
We'll put you in touch with the right people. Don't worry about that, man. There's a lot of good food, a lot of good nightlife happening in Pittsburgh for sure. What are your? I hate to ask you this when you're cutting weight, but you did say, and it's true, you're fighting up a weight class, so I don't feel as bad. But what foods do you miss the most when you're cutting weight and preparing for a fight?
Everything. I'm a pizza fanatic. I love pizza, to be honest. I'm not sure if you ever had Haitian food, but Haitian food is just very down to earth. It's just a lot of flavor, a lot of sauce, just really it's like a lot of the food can be fried or just cooked in sauce, but it's just so much flavor. And the sodium, you got to be careful with your sodium intake when it comes to cutting weight. So you
No
got to
doubt.
sacrifice a lot of good food. I love burgers, fries. I'm very I'm very hometown type of guy. I love the family cooking, but I like the fast food life too.
Love it, man. Well, we got you covered, man. I'll give you a lot of recommendations when you get in town after the fight. Live it up for sure. Check some places out. Pittsburgh's a great city, man. I think you're definitely going to like it. I know we're honored to have you, brother. Just having you guys, like I said, the whole team back up here, man, it means a lot to us. And this fight with Khama is just pretty much as good as it gets. So thanks for being a part of it, man.
Yeah, definitely, it's an honor.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, we'll see you super soon, brother. I'm going to let you go and dream about some Haitian food. I'm sorry I put that thought in your mind, but we'll be in touch with some good restaurants. And like I said, after the fight, we'll get you hooked up so you have a good time in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, forward that over. Just give a big shout out to Freedom Fighters once again. That's my family right there. We out in Miami. Big shout out to Felt Clothing Brand. You already know. Much love. Thank you to Sadie's Print Shop for my gear, my jerseys. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you to
Love it,
Dynamic
man.
Wellness, my wellness clinic, who always keeps me healthy. Any type of injury I get, they're there. And then also shout out to Muppet Trump Coin. Get that bag before it goes to the moon.
There it is, brother. I love it. I love all the plugs. And we'll see you super soon for weigh-ins and then fight day, man. We're only about a week out right now, so that's exciting times. And I can't wait to watch you put on a show, man.
Definitely. It's a pleasure once again. You take care.
You too, man. Later, brother. All right. That was Olivier Murad once again, ladies and gentlemen, facing Khama Worthy in a lightweight pro MMA showdown September 21st at Brawl in the Burgh 23 inside the Monroeville Convention Center. It's going to be an insane event. Every fighter you just saw, except for Jason Nolf. Jason Nolf is not competing. He is just there as kind of a guest of honor situation. And as he said, if you want to say what's up, get to know him, shake his hand, talk for a minute, he's more than happy to do that. Everybody else you heard from, pro MMA fighters competing on that card, the best of the best, man, in Pittsburgh and Ohio and South Florida. We're bringing them in from all over the place for this event. So get your tickets, 247fighting.com. Select the fighter you're supporting. If you can't make it, the live stream's available at stream247live.com. And you can also download the 247 Live app for free on iOS, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, Samsung TV, coming very soon, but not yet. But every other one already exists. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I know that was a little longer episode than usual, but this card's too stacked. How was I going to tell some of these guys not to be on the podcast? I want to talk to all of them. The card's ridiculously stacked, and I just wanted to hear from everybody. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be mashing up some clips, kind of chopping this up for social next week for fight week. We're almost there, baby. It's almost fight week, which is the most beautiful time of year. They say it's Christmas, the most wonderful time of year. That's false. Fight week's the most wonderful time of year. So we're stoked for it. We'll see you guys all in Monroeville, September 21st. Until then, take care, and we will see you very shortly. Later, guys.